Alright, hey guys, this is me, the Twin Flame teacher, and I am here with my first of many videos. In this video, I'm going to talk about the confirmation that has been received and how I have been activated. Let's go ahead and let's dive right in. So, welcome to my channel. I am really looking forward to sharing myself and having you guys share yourself with me. I am Miss Brittany, the Twin Flame teacher, and if this is your first time, which most likely is, a special welcome to you. And yeah. So, just a heads up, I am using my channel to offer the collective free downloads, free updates, and free advice daily. Well, I should take out daily because it is done live, and I really don't have a set schedule. It pretty much is just going to be based on when I get my downloads. Go ahead and hit the bell for notifications after subscribing, and you will be notified when I am doing a live stream. Before we go ahead and dive in, the music that I was playing is a live stream here on YouTube. It is The Good Life Radio by Central Music. They have a 24/7 music stream. It's awesome. I listen to it a lot while I'm working because I do things other than here serving the collective. You can find them at Sensual Music. Awesome stream. I'm going to go ahead and stop this stream so we can go ahead and dive into what I'd like to chat about today. Before we really dive in, I just want you to know that I may not resonate with you. You may have heard that there are different waves of twin flames. I, at this moment, don't want to get into the specifics of the waves and spend a lot of time on that. We might touch on that at a later point. But depending on your wave, I may not resonate with you. Some second, third, first, I believe there's a fourth wave coming up. Quite frankly, I'm not really in the position to teach about the waves at this point. The universe has not given me the downloads to confidently go there with you. And quite frankly, even if you are in the same wave as me, or so you might think, you just might not be a twin flame. I'm not going to get into validating twin flames first and foremost because I cannot validate your experience for you. Maybe in another video, in addition to talking about the different waves that come along with the twin flames, I might talk about how you can validate for yourself, because no one is going to be able to validate that for you. If you find that several downloads that I share via this stream don't resonate with you, it may not be that download isn't for you. It just might be that I am not the teacher for you. My personal opinion is that specific teachers are for specific waves. One of the teachers that I believe is a teacher for me, who I strongly resonate with, is Gaga Nagi. And essentially, I believe she really is only a teacher for those who fall into a particular wave. I believe everyone can derive very great insight from her. However, if you are not part of her quote-unquote wave, or the wave that she happens to resonate most with, some of that information might go either over your head and just flat out may not make sense. So that might be the case with me as well. If after several downloads, I would say after one or two, if you're finding that, hey, the information just isn't resonating, I may not be the teacher for you. But do keep in mind that sometimes a download may just not be for you that day, but I still might be the teacher for you. Now that that's out of the way, I want to talk about how I have been confirmed. I've always had gifts, whether they've been dreams, visions, strong intuition, psychic abilities, premonitions, and as far back as I can remember, um, they've played a very significant role in my life. I would say as early as probably maybe first grade is when I started becoming aware of some of the gifts. I may not have known what to do, or actually, I can tell you with certainty, I had no idea what to do with those gifts at such a young age, but those gifts definitely became known to me at an early age in my life. Once I began to understand how to use the gifts, I became aware of how to use them for myself, but I didn't know if I should, let alone how I should use them to serve others. It's one thing when you, for instance, let's look at the dreams. It's one thing if you are someone who has dreams and you're like, okay, I can definitely either interpret this dream as I know I'm supposed to, or I can, or I know exactly what is being communicated and no interpretation is needed with this dream. But it takes getting to a certain point, a certain, I don't want to say level, because it's there's, I forget what rapper is it this that says there's levels to this, it's there are levels, but I don't say this in that type of fashion. um once you get a certain level of clarity and awareness, um how you use the gifts becomes aware to you. And that specifically relates to, in the case of dreams, knowing if a dream is for you or if it's for the collective as a whole. And so I really, while I knew that I had the gifts and I knew how to use them for myself, it took a while for me to get to know that I, one, should use them to serve others, and that and it took me a while to find out how I should use it to serve others. Um, Flat out, I don't want to go into the specifics of exactly how at this point. I will, probably at a later time. But I, without question, can say that the universe has confirmed that I am supposed to share my gifts with the collective, specifically with twin flames. Um, I can remember a specific experience growing up. No, you know what? We're going to save that story for another day. Okay, so now that I, have talked about how I've been confirmed, how the utilization of my gifts have been confirmed personally. Um, and I say that very, very strongly. It's a personal confirmation. Just how I can't confirm, nor can anyone else confirm if you are a twin flame and who your twin flame is. If they tell you that they can, please run far, far away. At the end of the day, it's a deep and it's an inner knowing. And I don't want to say if you have to ask, that most likely they're not it, because there are questions. Let me see. The best way to frame it would be, if you have to, if you ask for signs that maybe you're a twin, um, that is, I don't want to say acceptable, but I really can only say acceptable. However, when you start going into the okay, that's not a great way for me to frame this. Okay, let me put it to you like this. I've run across some people who, before they quote unquote meet their twins, they have this knowing of, I'm a twin flame, I have a twin flame. Again, I can't confirm anything for you, but I will tell you that most likely, if you fall into that camp of, you knew about what a twin flame was and you could break down the cold science of a twin flame before you quote unquote found your twin flame, most likely you're not dealing with a twin flame relationship. The common denominator that I have seen with people who, with personal conviction and with certainty, can say that they are twin flames, the the commonality is that they pretty much have all found out about a twin flame either by chance, or it's been well after they found out, well after they met their person. Maybe they found out when they were in a state of separation after initially meeting. But it definitely wasn't oh, I'm looking on the computer, I happen to find out about, twin flames, and the next thing you know, oh, gee, I've met Ben, and Ben is now my twin flame. No, no, it doesn't work like that. But anyways, I have been activated as a result of the personal, the personal um, conviction, the personal confirmation that I have had. And when I say I've been activated, what I mean is that I have at this point decided to take heed to that confirmation. There is definitely within this plane, within this dimension, as I'm so sure you're aware, there is this thing called free will. Okay? Just how you have the free will to ultimately learn your lessons, to be your best you, so that way you can potentially uh, come into union with your twin, if that is what your soul contract has in place. You have the choice. You can always say, you know what, the lessons are too hard, I'm done. You can always make the choice to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go with the soulmate, because soulmate relationships are typically easier. There's typically, there's not that runner chaser dynamic. You have that choice. Your choice, your twin also has the choice to go with a karmic, and to say in that same respect, nah, you know what, he or she is great, but this karmic, yeah, we have problems, but there's not that runner chaser dynamic. There's not that hot, cold, push pull thing that I have going on with him or her over there. I love them dearly, but I've got to love them from afar. Especially considering the fact that most twin flames have some sort of differentiating factor between the two. Maybe there's a really big difference in age. Maybe there's a difference in physical location. Maybe there's a difference in seeming personality types. I mean, it's an endless set of combinations in terms of differentiating factors, on top of the already complexities that come along with being a true twin flame. Okay, so just how you have that choice as a twin, and just how your twin has that choice, I had the choice after receiving not just one but several confirmations. Um, Throughout the years, I've had confirmations of not only the gifts, but I've had confirmations of what I was supposed to do with those gifts. And, I will always be honest with you, and I will be especially honest in saying that acknowledgement of these gifts and the decision to activate my gifts in the capacity in which is expected of me has not been an easy road. It has not been a road that I've wanted to take, especially because of the fact that, I'm not going to disclose my identity for professional reasons, but I do have a business that um, I'm a high level executive, and go I didn't have the time. I didn't think that in a lot of respects, especially when I looked at other people who shared their gifts, I didn't think that I had the personality. I didn't think that, I would be this person that people look forward to watching. But at the end of the day, the confirmations continue to happen. And it was like, you know what? You either take heed to these confirmations, and literally what was shown before me is take heed to the confirmations, get activated, do what you need to do, or lose the gifts. And I have to submit. I have to activate the gifts that are within, and I have made the choice to do so. Okay, and I'm sharing this with you before I start to share the gifts that I have. Again, I knew that I was to share. I, in some respects, didn't know how. So after getting that confirmation, it really came along that I was supposed to share my gifts in a specific capacity. Let me kind of give you an example. A lot of people who have gifts, specifically as it relates to twin flames, when you look on the platform, you'll find a lot of people who do a particular thing, and they read the cards. I don't have that gift. If you go back to the gifts that I put on that list, not saying that those are all of my gifts, but those are my prominent gifts. But I can tell you for sure, I don't have that gift of dealing with cards. But I do have the gifts of my dreams. I do have the gifts of the universe speaking directly to and through me. I do have a strong intuition. I do have many more things. I know where my lane is, and I plan to stay in it. So it became clear to me that while I did not have what seemed to be a common gift with others that bring their gifts to the collective, specifically the collective of twin flames, I still needed to and have decided to accept and share the gifts that I possess. So when it comes to helping you and myself, because just because I'm here sharing gifts doesn't mean that I'm above needing help. There is the question of, well, what are you doing? Okay. I have been led for the next 30 days, or actually for the entirety of this month. I am on a liquid fast, liquids only. Okay. In addition to this being the time of now for sharing my gifts, I have been led to do this. This first day hasn't been the easiest, but I am doing it. I am meditating 3 times a day. I meditate. Well, I'm not gonna. Again, I said I'm gonna be honest. I did fall off on my meditating every day, and as part of this being the time of now, the universe has made aware that as part of me starting this portion of my journey, I need to get strongly back on that meditation horse, and I need to do it 3 times a day. I have done twice today so far. I will do my last time before the evening is done. And finally, I've been led to start this channel. If you have by chance come across this channel before, you might have seen videos that I had posted a few months back. Again, as I referenced earlier, I've kind of had the push-pull thing within in terms of the utilization of my gifts, and if I should really go there and share them and be this open book and really use myself as a channel to help this collective. I at one point put a few videos up, and it felt right. It felt like I was supposed to do, but I did not make the conscious decision to activate. I let everything else that I had going on at that time serve as an excuse for me not doing what I was supposed to do. So I, again, as part of my confirmation and activation, one of the 3 things that I recognized that I had to do in this time of now is start this channel. So whether this isn't for here. All right. I don't know what has happened in this space. I think my slides have gotten mixed up from a different video. But I'm going to go ahead and I am going to end this video at this point. I just wanted to use this first video to introduce and to let you know what you can expect. I'm not going to say that you'll get videos every day, every 2 days, every 3 days. There is no schedule other than when I have a message, which I can tell you I'll have one right after this. I will share it as instructed. Okay. Anywho, you guys have a fantastic day. Look for another video. I'll be putting one up probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. And I will be in touch. Have a wonderful day, and it was great to meet you guys.